Meanwhile, aboard the... This is an adult bull shark. Fast, fierce, and armed quite literally to the teeth, she has little to fear here in the Gulf. The muscular marvel confidently moves through its watery world. The Predator's 350 fearsome teeth are put on full display. Exhibiting behavior more common to a thresher shark, this bull makes creative use of her powerful tail. The bull performs an acrobatic feat worthy of an orca, cruelly imprisoned and put on display in a marine park stunt show. The bull's speed is astounding for a large marine predator. A breaching shark is a rare, calorie-intensive spectacle. The shark, like the serpents of seagoing legend, displays its capability for infinite savagery. While it is well known that sharks feed on mollusks, fish, and seals, less discussed is their propensity to feed on fear. It must be emphasized that this sort of targeted violence is quite unusual for a shark.
That shark needs a good whack on their nose. Go get him, Chad. How you doing there, shark? She's putting up a fight for sure.
Oh, look at them teeth. Oh, she gonna make quite a mantelpiece.
Got us some dinner coming, boys. Let's get her up on deck, huh?
On A famous big game hunter once posited that after an animal had tasted human flesh, it forsakes its natural prey in a deadly single-minded search for the most dangerous game. Remember, when planning a cemetery, try to avoid high-risk coastal areas. Some sharks are scavengers, indiscriminately consuming anything that's vaguely edible. The shark should really get some water in her gills. Once more, the shark turns back to this place of centered calm. Exhibiting behavior more common to whales and dolphins, this shark is able to use biosonar to locate potential prey. I have one of those new pop-up tub stoppers at home, and let me tell you, those things are just a magnet for hair and debris. The predatory scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. Throughout the Great Lakes region, so I have no idea what it's doing here. This shark understands that she needs to eat essential minerals to stay healthy and grow. Anyone who has delved into the stomach contents of a shark is acutely aware that they'll eat just about anything. A clock would hardly be the strangest thing ever retrieved from a crocodile's mouth. Shark is never one to pass up a fat fiesta. Groupers are capable of absorbing extreme amounts of. Remember, if you find yourself hard aground, the best thing to do is stay with your canoe and die the death of an honorable seaman. Charged with gene-altering mutagens, the shark now has an asymmetric edge on the competition. I used to buy Sunshine sunscreen until I read it contains 7 hormone-disrupting chemicals and palm oil. The shark proves as slippery as it is deadly. This instantized protein makes a great between-meal supplement, giving the shark the energy she needs to put on serious mass. While adorable, these soft-stuff mascots don't provide much in the way of nutritional value. This shark should consider returning to the water. This mineral supplement wouldn't be necessary if this shark ate a more nutritious, well-balanced diet. Over the course of a bull shark's life, it will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. Someone should have taken a gun safety class. spite of their reputations as wrestlers, alligators haven't mastered the new... The locals here know every nook and cranny of the swamp. Fawtick Bayou has long been a favorite go-to spot for catfishing. The sea wolf remains acutely aware of anything that might constitute food. Once a shark catches the scent of blood, they will zealously charge towards any potential food in sight. The overhunting of Fawtick's keystone predators has led to a superabundance of catfish, which is just fine by local bully Rosie the alligator. If a group of consenting adults wants to perform cryptic rites to shadow forth the prophecy of the great old ones, who am I to judge? In the 1920s, you could buy turtle soup in a can. Of course, back then, there was a high chance you'd die of tuberculosis, so there are trade-offs. Key features painted sails, a luxury 5-star resort built over the remains of Tunamancha, a pre-Columbian city that was once host to the most advanced civilization in ancient America. The shark's life expectancy is at half, thanks to its lifestyle choices and risky behavior. It's here in the grotto that the shark will discover the absolute serenity deep within her soul. The bull shark demonstrates the importance of getting enough minerals in her diet. Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake. Driving force for the bull shark. Prosperity Sands features glittering white. Port Clovis considered removing these naval mines after the war, but the city had already spent its annual budget booking a nickelback cover band for the 4th of July. Every summer, Port Clovis plays host to the Megasonic Electro Carnival, giving a real boost to the local MDMA industry. Goaded by lusty appetites, the shark's sole aim is to eat and evolve. Pulling off a successful casino heist is made even harder when you drive off the road into the ocean and drown. After the end of the tiki craze, bar owners toss their Polynesian-inspired decor into the Gulf, where their kitschy charm is completely lost on native marine life. Golden Shores was built as vacation residences for wealthy out-of-towners. With spectacular ocean views, private beach access. Upon using this medication, if you experience priapism, do not attempt to improvise your own surgical shot. mutations aren't random. They require large amounts of mutagens as a catalyst. The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf. Beach erosion can be harmful for ecosystems by changing habitat conditions for such local fauna as seals, sea turtles, birds, and fish. In the not-so-distant future, a young visionary entrepreneur will spot these three shells while snorkeling and revolutionize after-toilet care. While they appreciate human sacrifices, the eldritch gods of yore are seldom enthused about being summoned to Port Clovis. This trimaran, like many before it, was lost in its journey to the mythological dryland. The shark is visibly struggling outside of her natural environment. When it was discovered that their Stonehenge replica was astronomically misaligned, enraged Port Clovians threw it in the ocean. The shark hears the faint, distant sound of a dinner bell. There is a very real risk of drowning while surfing, but at least you'll leave behind a... Ancient Greeks believed that King Poseidon ruled the waters, whereas here at Prosperity Sands, they're ruled by Luxury Leisure Groups International. Blah, 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 late-stage capitalism. Due to caviar keys' increased coastal exposure, storms that had a minor impact 3 decades ago caused significant flooding today. As a result of industrial pollution and sewage wastewater, Dead Horse Lake was designated a Superfund site in 1996. As with many social movements, the annual Driftwood Man Festival purports to foster progressive change, but it's really just an excuse for hippies to flout public nudity laws. The spring of '73 was a magical time in Port Clovis, when local favorite Trash Talk placed 20th in the Derby, and the city placed first in the country for petty theft. The solitary hunter stumbles upon another source of nourishment. While most know him as the friendly face of Captain Winky's Fish and Chips, in real life, the pirate was a genocidal monster who murdered and enslaved thousands. Until local police departments settle a dispute over jurisdiction, these two remain a popular attraction for selfie-seeking snorkelers. Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection. The artist spent 16 years building this sculpture out of trash pulled from the lake, only to have it thrown back in the lake by intoxicated locals. Bull sharks have a habit of gobbling up anything that finds its way into the water. An insatiable fish, the bull shark is 9/10 appetite. A home near the retired nuclear cooling towers. This is a great opportunity for the shark to test the theory that exposure to gamma rays gives you superpowers. We appreciate the grant from Sunshine Solutions that made this show possible. We'd also like to remind viewers that mass clothing and gene editing for today's military is safer than ever. kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could mean the difference between life and death. The threats to our ocean seem overwhelming. But by working together now, we can ensure that future generations always have a place to dump their old tires. Became commonplace here after the previous mayor's practice of hiring Fijian shark charmers proved largely ineffective.
Kind of regular there, Flamingo Joe's. You can say it's a tourist trade. But it's the only place to get a decent Sazerac that don't have me on their do not serve list.
The appetite of this shark is nearly insatiable. The scourge of the swampland, Bayou Willie.
Been sighted.
Things are getting heated in this war of attrition between man and nature. A bounty has been posted. The shark will have to be cautious until the hunters grow older.
Got something out there raising a ruckus. Let's move. I just know. Y'all play hide and seek?
Our shark hunters will not give up on finding their prey, at least until things quiet down or they run out of hard lemonade.
Shark's stirring up trouble.
The bartender life ender, Bobby Bojangles. The shark's reckless behavior only further incenses Port Clovis's citizens. Having evaded justice for her heinous crimes, the shark is now the subject of a bounty.
Shark that needs putting down.
primal instinct drives a shark to attack an object as bland and inedible as a button. The savage shrimper, Pookie Paul.
Yes, got her!
Only time will tell whether government actions can diminish Port Clovis's reputation as a shark attack hotspot. I would like to assure the Antolini crime family that this footage will in no way be used in the final edit of our program. Special overlooking breathtaking panoramic lake views. Open living with vintage appeal. Call Deborah. It's sites like these that can really challenge a person's faith in endless progress and development. The needle-toothed nightmare, the Barracuda. Barracuda's shape could be described as totally Barracuda. While most recognize it as the title of a classic rock radio staple, did you know that it's also a fish? Any body of water saturated with sewage or slaughterhouse wastes can be quite appealing to sharks. This is about saving lives, but it's also about safeguarding tourism revenue.
I'm not an ornithologist, but I think it's probably a bad idea to get in the middle of flamingos' natural migration cycles. Just saying.
Shark hunting is the only thing keeping tourists from a nasty, horrible death. Outside of just avoiding the beach for a few hours. Shark attack too often provokes Port Clovis locals into killing every swimming creature. The fishing phenom, Candyman Curtis. The shark's hardy, resistant skin can now be used for wallets, key fobs, gun holsters, and other fine leather goods. While the state of Dead Horse Lake is alarming, we can be assured that a new era of environmental stewardship will restore order to our treasured wild places. Shotguns and the fishing phenom, Candyman Curtis.
Dead Horse Lake, they got a shark problem.
The bull shark obstinately digs in as the conflict escalates. Another danger on the water for shark hunters? Determined process servers. Their boats laden with bench warrants and affidavits.
We got a shark problem. Another shark attack.
In pursuit of a dangerous shark. Those closest to them prepare for the possibility. The Hoosier hotshot, Ensign Tyler Dixon.
On our front side!
Bad news? Another shark attack.
Latest cycle of attacks will certainly be among the most infamous chapters in the long, troubled history of human-shark relations.
Right under me.
The school of Barracuda frequents the waters around Trash Island, where they enjoy a steady diet of hypodermic needles and used pregnancy tests. Port Clovis has grown bored of the hunt. Back on board the Cajun Queen. Just like Kyle LeBlanc, our young bull is the inheritor of a long family tradition, struggling to find her place in the world. The shark is now an elder, and thus begins a new battle against systemic age discrimination. The big fish is in quite a predicament. Catfish have specialized taste buds all over their bodies, so they know that you're the one that people want. This protein supplement has 0 additives, so the shark doesn't have to worry about hitting artificial colors or flavors. The Bayou Brawler, the American alligator. Rosie has been a star in Big B's Bayou Buddies stunt show. But our shark is far too young to appreciate Rosie's classic brand of celebrity. Only here can the shark discover the miracle of self-love. Not really a gourmand, the bull shark will eat just about anything. Kingfish in the mood, quite like watching a 73-year-old hit a double bogey. The fact that they've turned the waters off Baton Tordu into a spawning ground attests to their love of seniors golf. From the moment she's born, the shark's cold, expressionless eyes are constantly on the watch for food. Rover is always swimming, searching for anything to satisfy the gluttony that is their defining trait. The bull shark is known to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating eater. The shark uses lipids from high-fat fare like this to help fuel her reign of terror. Somebody's drinking team has a drowning problem. Why do that when you can just set loose a gang of amphetamine-fueled locals with guns?
Got another shark that needs put down. Let's move.
Shark fin traders come every year to back for you. Because what other way is there to celebrate killing beautiful animals for tasteless, nutritionless body parts than a $450 round of golf?
Import this mako from Sri Lanka and train it to guard their community? Not likely, but let's pretend they did, as it makes for a more interesting storyline. The hunt is over, and there will be an inevitable rush on dollar draft. Quite a strange conglomeration of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. Mutagen 23 is certainly heating up the evolutionary arms race. Golden Shores was built on an elevated coastal hazard area. And while they don't have any disaster prevention strategy in place, I'm sure it'll be fine. The bull shark is able to attain larger maximal sizes through selective feeding. Sultan of Speed, the Mako. Fast and aggressive, the Mako is known as the peregrine falcon of sharks. But as the peregrine is a land-based bird, this designation means nothing to the Mako. Back aboard the Cajun Queen, family tensions are at an... Sharks' propensity to clear the ocean of its assorted detritus is one of their most valuable functions. Sometimes even sharks just need to dirty bone. Pride in boat ownership manifests itself in a variety of ways here in Port Columbus. While homeless and itinerant, hobos will work for a living. They are not to be confused with bums, who are sedentary and refuse to work. I was unjust. There's no such thing as a recession-proof business, except for the frozen banana stand. Whether boom or bust, the demand for reliable, quality frozen bananas remains a constant. Traveling around, we are constantly reminded of how man's intrusion has disrupted the fragile equilibrium of the marine world. This shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. The shark returns to the grotto to focus on personal transformation. As is well known, volleyballs make way better friends than soccer balls, who will stab you in the back the first chance they get. No one can tell what may be found in a shark's stomach. It's truly the ocean's garbage can. America's largest shark finning enterprise, Mama Maybelle Bryant has collected quite a fleet of recreational boats. Her fail sons, Randall and Tyson, can often be spotted piloting them around Sapphire Bay. Parrotfish here have kept Sapphire Bay's local hammerhead healthy and strange looking. These scavengers of the sea are vital in cleaning the ocean floors of edible and semi-edible detritus. Even a shark can't help but marvel at this consumerist Babylon. Long a haven for small government ideologues, Port Clovis prides itself in its lax amusement park safety standards. Quasi-get-rich-quick schemes set aside for now, the shark hunters
Used to take God to the cockpit when he wasn't nothing but an itty-bitty boy. The fact that he was afraid of that Ferris wheel should have told me he wasn't never gonna be no shark hunter.
The predatory scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. It's another unsuccessful shark hunt for the people of Port Clovis. This shark understands that she needs to eat essential minerals to stay healthy and grow. Believe it or not, people paid over $12,000 to sleep in these tents and listen to Swedish DJs for an entire weekend. who has delved into the stomach contents of a shark is acutely aware that they'll eat just about anything. If only someone had done their 6th grade reading assignment, perhaps this tragedy could have been avoided. Another shark hunt.
This used to be my favorite lighthouse. Met a keeper named Emil. Best call. Now they got it out of there. Computers a lot less fun.
Weapons to take down alpha predators is a skill many shark hunters honed while in prison.
Runners on it.
Shark attack is seldom sudden. This show is really about capturing rare, precious moments. experts still cannot provide a set of rules to assure the safety of all ocean goers. Like most American cities, the founders of Port Clovis were Freemasons, and probably Illuminati, who congregated at secret UFO bases to perform Luciferian blood rituals.
Probably right under me. That was a good, honest effort. Now let's get through.
With little fanfare, another bounty hunt comes to a close. In the 70s, abandoned bales of marijuana frequently appeared along Port Clovis's shoreline. These were colorfully referred to by locals as square grouper. The evolutionary anomaly, the hammerhead. Shark triumphs, overcoming her opponent's clearly superior depth perception.
That's the one what took my hand, all right. Get yourself ready, boy. Now we playing with power. Cut. Come on. This is just a game we play. C'est ça, couillon. Boy. I've been waiting for you. Need reinforcements! Don't drag ass now! That there cage cost me $3,000. Let's put this bull to bed. It's about over. Now working my last nerve, Bernie. C'est ça, couillon! We're wearing her out.
Email to you. Behind.
Destroy them.
Aye, we eating good tonight.
Beginning in 1946, WZUZ began broadcasting the country variety show Hillbilly Hayloft Hoedown, live from Pier 1.
Someone took my hand, all right? Get yourself ready, boy. Now we playing with power. Cut! Make a coupillon out of you. Hey! You stop that this right now, second. Come on! This is just a game we play. C'est ça, couillon! Need reinforcements! Don't drag ass now! That there cage cost me $3,000. God! She busting enough to catch your attention, Annie? Wanna make a coupillon out of you! She's catching her wind!
Scaly Pete remains resolute. Thanks to powerful risk assessment software, we now know that this was a wildly idiotic place to build vacation homes. A shark is never one to pass up a fat fiesta. Charged with gene-altering mutagens, the shark now has an asymmetric edge on the competition. While fostering a balanced ecosystem is a complex and multifaceted process, what harm could arise from killing a bunch of seals? This instantized protein makes a great between-meal supplement, giving the shark the energy she needs to put on serious mass. With a bounty on the line, the shark hunters get serious about finding our bull shark before kicking the trigger. The corn-fed Colossus, Butcher Boy Brady.
Do that? $629 days, Prosperity Sands ain't had no shark attacks. You can take old Pete for that. Prosperity Sands sure ain't.
This mineral supplement wouldn't be necessary if this shark ate a more nutritious, well-balanced diet.
Hell, I don't know. Maybe she's scared of us. The hell is it?
Over the course of a bull shark's life, it will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. The powers of society have retaliated, with the sea wolf remains acutely aware of anything that might constitute food. The bull shark demonstrates the importance of getting enough minerals in her diet. A day at the beach is a summer ritual that wouldn't be complete without plenty of sunshine, sandcastles, and circarial dermatitis. Operated by Roger Cantrell, recently broke the state record for number of revocable commercial fishing offenses. The shark is now a mega shark, often referred to by scientists as the 64-ounce gas station soda of large marine predators. Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake. driving force for the bull shark. Emperor of the Deep, the Great White. Great White is often referred to as the king of the ocean, which gives it a skewed understanding of the role of a monarch in modern society. Along Blanchard County's 78-mile coastline, there are 35 miles of sandy beach, only 6 of which aren't owned by resorts, individuals, or homeowners associations. After losing to King Crush in the 2011 Monster Mania semifinals, Big Finn stepped away from the limelight for a simpler, more natural way of life. Goaded by lusty appetites, the shark's sole aim is to eat and live long. The solitary hunter stumbles upon another source of nourishment. Sea turtle numbers have exploded here. Bad news for seagrass, great news for orcas who enjoy torturing and eating them. Shockingly, this was only Alex's second worst birthday. If you're like me, you're probably wondering what their secret is for such durable papier-mâché. Recently, Port Clovis has gained a reputation for its derivative, politically confused coastal erosion currently impacts over 70% of the globe's sandy beach environments. Bull sharks have a habit of gobbling up anything that finds its way into the water. An insatiable fish, the bull shark is 9/10 appetite. The white and black attack, the orca. An animal of broad dietary needs. Orcas do enjoy playing with toys, but not half as much as a day-old seal does. Once the featured attraction at marine mammal parks, now have a new favorite trick, killing things. Clovis's most disreputable citizens have converged on the area. The corn-fed Colossus, Butcher Boy Brady.
I catch 3 of them killer whales they got there at fish fingers. You could say I got a real keen eye for talent. Although, the wheelers really got to work on those side areas.
displays little caution as the situation further escalates.
Where the hell that fish swam off
Port Clovis City Council never misses an opportunity for cross-franchise.
Somebody got her. Right?
Another shark hunt draws to a close. Concentrations of metals and hydrocarbons in the water show just how much the Gulf has progressed since Amerigo Vespucci first arrived here in 1497. Avoid catastrophic risks for future generations. But then after years of eating the same meal of frozen herring and fish fingers, Casanita just wants her favorite comfort food, raw shark liver. Grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf. A great way to discourage museum attendance is to put your museum underwater. In the kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could mean the difference between life and death. The appetite of this shark is nearly insatiable. Even the self-driving technology of Gazorpazorp is not without its reliability concerns. This protein supplement has 0 additives, so the shark doesn't have to worry about hidden artificial colors or flavors. While fears of ecological apocalypse are valid, you should see Execo Petroleum's previous quarter's earnings. Staked, canned, salted, or raw, king mackerel remains a time-honored staple of American dinner tables. The Gulf Stream is just one of many major currents that mariners have used since time immemorial to circumnavigate the globe. The Gulf is vast, 600,000 square surface miles to be exact, making it 5th among the world's seas. Not really a gourmand, the bull shark will eat just about anything. Prosperity Sands reminds us that sometimes the construction of second and from the moment she's born, The shark's cold, expressionless eyes are constantly on the watch for food. Once you accept that our modern industrial civilization is just one among many that have risen and fallen, then you can finally surrender peacefully to our inevitable collapse. Lacking sufficient sand or protective dunes, heavily developed areas risk great danger from hurricanes and tropical storms. The accelerating destruction of the Gulf has occurred in tandem with a wholly humanized view of progress and development. To see this area is to witness the inability of the hydrosphere to support the growth of humanized landscapes along the Gulf. The rapacious rover is always swimming, searching for anything to satisfy the gluttony that is their defining trait. The ocean is a source of life, inspiration, and eternal renewal, but mostly it exists to be exploited and commodified by humans. To eat over a ton of food every day, which here in the Gulf mostly consists of hammerhead sharks. With 24-karat gold fixtures, 2 discos, circular staircases, and a The Gulf Stream brings warm waters northeast across the Atlantic towards English seaside towns filled with cranky pensioners, donkey rides, and heroin addicts.
tank is spinning. But it brings a lot of money into the economy. Can't argue with that.
The bull shark is known to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating, eater. Fort Clovis has long been a popular dumping ground for the military, thanks to its lenient regulations and low tipping fees. The shark uses lipids from high-fat fare like this to help fuel her reign of terror.
Treasure somewhere around here. Funding a diving expedition every year for 10 years and I ain't found it yet.
Quite a strange conglomeration of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. Mutagen 23 is certainly heating up the evolutionary arms race. The force of a shark's tail can rupture swim bladders and break spines. The ocean waters are driven constantly by tides, currents, and Saudi-owned super yachts. The cetacean assassin, the sperm whale. in the good old days, the world practically ran on sperm whales. Now we can only watch them from afar, dreaming of tapping their skulls for all that sweet spermaceti. The ocean is a fluid and fascinating world, always changing, forever in motion. Pete has built an impressive battleship. But will it be enough to endure the prehistoric might of a mega shark?
Hello there, girlie. As you can see, I came prepared today. I'ma fix you up real, Purdy. Get y'all out swimming, torpedo! Make my shoot! Y'all only got more of it. Let's turn it into a real knockdown dragon. Need reinforcements! Don't drag ass now! We back on! Put y'all on me face. Gonna hurt you bad.
The shark has some...